as I mentioned to you backstage, I was spiraling, and I knew I needed help. And I went to urgent care. I had a wonderful doctor who's going to be a guest sometime this month.
Nice.
He's a yogi. Um,
Fun.
and
Nice.
he actually said, "You need help, and it's okay."
Yeah, it's
Um,
okay.
and I love that message from you, because you are someone that I hold in the highest regard as a course teacher.
Thank you,
Uh,
love. Thank you.
um, and it's when you look in the camera and you say so sincerely and so lovingly, whatever you do, just know that you're doing it with the Holy Spirit, and it'll be okay. It's okay to use, the course calls it magic. We can call it medicine. We can call it whatever.
Yeah,
But make that choice with the Holy Spirit.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because again, the Holy Spirit's only going to reinforce your innocence. If you do it with the ego, is right.
Um, so, how do we approach this with that late night anxiety when you can't seem to gain a purchase? Um, uh, as you know from your own anxiety, sometimes the thoughts just take you away. It's literally a runaway train.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to find a place to pause.
Yeah. Well, so what I would say is that in your calmer, quieter moments, like before you go to sleep, or maybe an hour before you go to bed, maybe you're having like a more relaxed time during the day, those are the greatest moments to get ahead. That's where you can bring in some discipline. You can do a course lesson, you can do some true forgiveness work. Like last night, I had that anxiety, there was that experience. Holy Spirit, I'm going to take a moment and ego content that surfaced and that I experienced as that anxiety in the middle of the night. So, in your quieter moments during the day, do your true forgiveness work about what you have experienced and any fear that you might have that it'll recur. Do your work during the day, build that muscle of turning to your higher self and do the forgiveness work. Let the ego content beneath that experience of anxiety, let it be brought to the light to be corrected and healed. Also, before you go to sleep, you can put your mind in a healing state. I love Gary Renard's healing meditation on page 79 of his book, Love Has Forgotten No One. It's a fantastic meditation. It puts your mind in a healing state. And one thing that I like to say to myself before I fall asleep is I go, Source, I go to sleep now knowing that I am your innocent and loving child. Right? So you can put yourself in a right minded state before you fall asleep. Should anything occur in the middle of the night, what I would suggest, because I think we're all going to experience it a little differently, and we have to leave grace for that. But one thing I would do is don't fight it, right? There's that thought, right? And you're going to feel the discomfort. The discomfort that you feel after you've taken a fear thought seriously is going to can be strong enough for you to want to continue the cycle that you continue to judge the fear thought. Oh my God, it must be true. Look at that, feel that visceral discomfort. Oh my God, it must be true. The world's falling apart around me. You're continuing to judge with the ego mind and you're getting stuck in that cycle of fear. So you want to take, note that you are the one who's continuing to follow it. Now, this is a habit. It's going to take time for you to create the habit of not giving into those fear thoughts. But if you can start to take the gloves off, I'm not going to resist it. Yeah, there's that fear thought. I know what that fear thought is. I've had it before, most likely. And if it's a new one, well, there it is again. If you can start to remember what's going on beneath it, is that the ego is trying to get your belief. That's what it's going on beneath it. So I know why this appears to be happening, but I also know what it's for. And if you can get to a spot of where you do apply true forgiveness, or you ask the Holy Spirit to come in with you, or you tune into your innocence, but you can also get up, go downstairs to go to the TV, watch something humorous, watch something lighthearted. I don't know, watch funny dog videos. do something to cut the seriousness of the ego. Right? That's what I really would encourage you to do, is kind of lift the energy. Because if you're going to have those fear thoughts and you're having that adrenaline response, just let it flow. It's no different than a panic attack during the day. Okay, well, my body's having this adrenaline response. There's that fear thought. Well, me laying in bed while I'm being, I have a ton of adrenaline going through my body, let's go do something else. Everyone knows what might work for them and what would feel good for them to help that adrenaline response move through. Is it yoga? Is it deep breathing? Is it watching something funny? Is it playing Sudoku? I don't know. But you want to essentially be realistic that you're allowing an adrenaline response to move on through your body. And you want to try your best to stop judging the fear thoughts. There is a line in chapter 1 of the course that says that the fear thought is what's vulnerable. You don't have to be so afraid. The fear thought is being done by you, and you're the one feeding it. But it's the thing that's vulnerable because it cannot stand against the truth. So stop doing it alone. Higher self, Holy Spirit, I know you're with me. Judge this for me. And one thing that I love that Gary Renard taught, it was so simple. He's like, you can be insistent. With the ego, you can be insistent. It's you. It's part of your mind. It's not something outside of you. It's you. It's what you believe to be you. So
Right.
you can be insistent.
Fiona, you've mentioned and you've offered explanations each visit. So I'm going to see if you can one more time give us a definition of true forgiveness. Because there's always someone new here, and there's always someone who later on is going to watch this or watch a video that I make,
Yeah.
who is unfamiliar,
Yeah.
especially contrasted with what we take forgiveness to be.
Yes. So true forgiveness is it's a thought reversal, is, how A Course in Miracles describes it. So what it is, it's no longer coming from the place of regular forgiveness where I think something's being done to me. True forgiveness puts me in the power position of I'm the one who's taking the ego seriously. I'm the reason why I'm experiencing this fear so intensely, or I'm feeling that grievance, or I'm angry, whatever it might look like. So step 1 is you're essentially taking responsibility for that. You're recognizing that you're upset. Here it is. I'm upset because there's ego content in my mind. I'm upset because there's unconscious guilt in my mind, and that is why I'm reacting. Right? So it's not necessarily about what's going on around me, although I do appreciate some things can be very, very challenging. So we want to be gentle with ourselves as we start to do this. But essentially what we are it's my thoughts about this that are disruptive, and it's my own unconscious guilt that's getting stirred up. Okay, so I find that I'm reacting. That's step 1. And I take responsibility for it. It's not being done to me. This is my own unconscious guilt that's getting all stirred up and why I'm upset. So now I know that I don't have to blame the external world. I can take responsibility for myself. Step 2 is ask the Holy Spirit, your higher self, to judge this for you. I no longer want to do this with the ego. So this step 2 is essentially the holy instant. Okay, well then I'm no longer choosing for the ego. That's why I'm upset right now anyway. So I'm going to do it with the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, my higher self, please judge this for me. Please take this from me and judge it for me. I don't know how to do it. And then the third step would be to see with spiritual sight, accept the atonement principle being I never left God. So now that I've recognized I'm upset, this is my own unconscious guilt. I've asked the Holy Spirit to judge it for me, that unconscious guilt beneath my reaction. Holy Spirit, you take it from me and judge it for me. And now I'm going to take a moment and see the truth. That I am spirit, whole, and innocent, you are spirit, whole, and innocent, and that we never left our source. So we're reminding ourselves of the truth. And that is the kind of short version of true forgiveness. And the more
Right.
you do it, the more instantaneous it becomes.
I was just going to mention that it actually becomes pretty seamless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although we can break it down into those steps, ultimately, it's without a step.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely, because you recognize exactly what's happening. When you start to react, you're no longer keen to blame it on someone else or a worldly situation. You actually start to recognize it's you.
Right.
And then you have such a relationship with the Holy Spirit that you're immediately like, well, I know what to do here. Holy Spirit, come on in, and I'm going to take a moment and remember the truth.